On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
Well, there's my funny Valentine.
Oh, funny Valentine. How was your Valentine's Day?
Madison, my Valentine's Day was a shit show, and you know why.
Tell the Geoffs.
Well, had dinner plans with someone last night. Supposed to meet at this restaurant in LA, this cool restaurant at about 5:45. Was the only reservation we could get.
And you were dressed up?
Dressed to the nines, okay? So I show up to the restaurant. I get there 15 minutes early. I'm there at like 5:30, and I'm standing outside by the host stand, and they're like, "Oh, do you have a reservation?" They asked me this after a couple minutes of me standing there. They were like, "Oh, do you have a reservation?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do, but I'm just waiting on someone. They're supposed to be here soon." And it starts to get, like 5:55. And I'm like, I don't want them to give away our reservation. So the host had offered, like, if you want to just sit down and wait for them inside, like, you can get a drink, whatever. So I'm like, yeah. Why don't I just sit down? I go to the table. I'm waiting. It's getting like 6 o'clock's rolling around. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really know what to do, so I called you, and I'm like, I guess I'll order a drink or something. So I order a mocktail, and the restaurant is full of couples because it is Valentine's Day when this is happening. And I'm just alone at this little table, a table for two, but it was just a table for one in that moment. And I'm sitting there.
You called me and you said, I think I'm being stood up.
Uh-huh.
And I said, what?
Yeah, so I'm sitting there. People are looking a little bit. And I might have just been feeling insecure in the moment, but people...
No, I would look.
People were looking. Because I'm dressed up. I'm sitting there by myself. Right. It's Valentine's Day. So then it gets worse because the waitress brings over... first of all, she goes through and explains everything in the menu. I'm like, fantastic. Like, I'll be sure to relay this information when the other person gets here. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, brings me my drink, and it has a big old fucking heart plastic straw in it.
To add insult to injury.
So I'm sitting there. I'll post a picture of it. I'm drinking my little mocktail, and 6:15 rolls around. This person is not answering my phone calls.
At this point, I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm like,
maybe you need to go to their house.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened.
Because this isn't like this person.
Yeah.
And so, 6:30 rolls around, and I'm like, all right, it's been, 45 minutes. I can't keep sitting here looking like a fool. So I'm like, let me just grab the check. She brings over the check. I go to pay. It says, like, she had written Happy Valentine's Day on it. I crossed it out. I'm like, don't you?
Not for me.
I crossed it out. But I left her a 50% tip. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
She's gotta work. But I do feel like that was putting a little salt in the wound because I'm sitting there dressed up. Clearly, my other person did not show up, and I'm leaving.
I wouldn't have made you pay.
I know. I wouldn't either. But, she said, I don't fucking care. I'm getting my
I'm getting my fucking coin. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was a power move, and I appreciate it. I end up leaving. Everyone's kind of like...
looking at you.
They're looking. And I walk to my car, and then I get a phone call from this person. Mm-hmm. And
what?
She.
He's not gay anymore, guys.
She said, it was one of my best friends, Sabia. This was clickbait. Here's the thing about Sabia. Sabia is always on time. Sabia is always on time, or she is early. I get dinner with her a lot. She's my pal. We have spent many a Valentine's Day together because we ain't got shit else to do. And so I was like about to go to her house to be like, oh God, what the fuck happened?
Right.
She calls me and she's like, Spencer, she's like, my phone died and I lost it in my house. I could not find it. She was frantic. I was mad at that point, not at her, but just at the situation. And I was like, I just I just want to go home. She's like, do you want to go somewhere else? I was like, no, it's all good. Like, I think I'm just going to go home. But then I was driving through downtown LA on the way home, and I was like, I'm just going to, I was like, oh, like I hit her back up, and I was like, hey, do you want to go to this one place in downtown? She's like, yes. And she shows up, and she felt so bad because I'm sure she was panicked the entire time, because it's like, I would feel mortified knowing someone's like waiting at a restaurant for me on Valentine's Day, especially, and that I'm not there.
Well, that's the worst feeling of losing your phone in your house or not being able to find your keys. It is the absolute worst.
You're like sweating already. And then that was probably just insult to injury. And so when she did show up, she's like, is my makeup all fucked up? She's like, I was crying. She's like, I felt so bad. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Like, let's just eat. Let's, and it ended up fine.
Well, I told you that one Valentine's Day before my husband.
Oh, yeah. Tell this story, because this is kind of a sketch story anyways. How old were you?
I was like 18.
Uh-huh.
I met this man at a gas station in Irvine, California. I don't know. I was 18, impressionable. He drove a Range Rover. And so I was like, okay, like, let's do this.
Oh, when you're 18, it's like, cool.
Yeah, I'm in like my little fucking hoopty over here, like, and it's all dented and whatever. And so he asks me for my phone number, and he's like with a friend, and he looks young. I mean, he's like in his 20s.
Yeah.
And he's an investment banker, and I'm just like, oh, okay,
I'm never going to have to, I don't know, got to finish college.
Yeah. We exchanged numbers, whatever. He lives very close to one of my sisters, so that was kind of weird. But he took me out a few times, and I kind of knew, like, hey, this is not going to be it, but I love a free dinner.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was nice. It was nice, whatever.
Yes.
So then he asked me to be his Valentine.
Aww.
And I was like, yes, okay, cool. And he you're laughing at me because I get put into these fucking weird situations. He says...
What'd he say?
He was like, do you want a limo? And I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do for Valentine's Day. Yes, I think that'd be appropriate. He's like, okay, I got you. Like, I'm going to pick you up, look nice. I got a limo for us. Cut to Valentine's Day and never hear from him. Never hear from him.
You're like dolled up, ready to go out. You're waiting for that limo.
Yes.
You're like,
I'm like
looking for a long car outside.
And I like went to my sisters like, do you see it? Is it coming?
Is the limo here?
And you know what's funny? At the time, I was so annoyed with my sister because on like one of our dates, she was like, I'm going to go out there and fucking meet him. And I'm like, no, you're embarrassing me. Like, no. But you live and you learn and and she knew, like, this is not it. Fuck. So I say all that to say I feel your pain. I know what it feels like to just be made fun of on Valentine's Day.
We made a fool.
Be made a fool of. Yep.
God. Well, luckily mine had a happy solution. Yours didn't he like send you a picture of himself like a couple weeks later?
Like a week later. I think he was probably like married and had for all I know, I didn't know. He didn't have social media either, which
it wasn't even really
Yeah. So
damn.
Anyway.
But now look at us. Well, mine happened. Mine was just a friend stand-up. I told you, I was like, if a dude ever fucking did that to me or something, done. Done. Would immediately block and just pretend nothing happened. I could fucking this head of mine.
Turn it off.
Bye.
Yeah, it's
never
barely
even knew
on.
you. Yeah. But, well, excuse me.
Wait. We went out this weekend to a friend's birthday party.
Tina.
And it was so great. We had such a good time. But we're on our fitness journey. For our trainer, we have to like put everything into an app about what we ate.
Yeah.
Well, I got fucked up. I was wasted. I had a lot of tequila. The next day I was hurting. But I was like looking back and I was trying to put the 3 cigarettes that I smoked into my Fitness Pal And you can.
You can put cigarettes?
Yes.
What does it count as? A calorie?
0 calories.
Well, why'd you put it in?
But it just tracks it. Because I felt guilty. On the other app that he makes us use, you can put them in too.
Uh-huh.
And then I was looking and it said cigarettes. There's like cigarettes, 1 cigarette Camel, 1 cigarette Winston, and then cigarettes for athletes.
A Winston is rough.
I had a neighbor growing up who smoked Benson and Hedges. Mm-hmm. They're like the long old lady cigarettes.
Well, there's those and Virginia Slims.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I like those.
Or the little Capris.
Or the ones that are colorful.
We have a friend who smokes Capris. The colorful ones, they make a all gold cigarette. And my sister had a 1920s party for her 30th birthday as like a goodbye to the 20s. And I bought a ton of those cigarettes and had them out in little things. I just love a cigarette at a party.
I know.
I can't have them in my day-to-day.
No.
But a cigarette at a party, it just feels like a fun thing to have.
I felt guilty, though. I told our trainer on Monday, I'm like, I smoked 3 cigarettes, okay? And he's like, you're not going to feel good today.
Well, I hadn't smoked in a while. In December, was out to dinner with some friends, and we were like, after dinner, it's like a friend group that we just know we're going to smoke cigarettes together because we're all kind of like former smokers. Mm-hmm. And that's like our yearly excuse is this December dinner we do. And I was like chain smoking that night. And then the next day I had a workout with him and I said, David, I got to tell you, I just smoked so many cigarettes last night. And he was like, all right.
He probably gets a kick out of us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait. Going back to Valentine's Day.
Sure.
Somebody else here has a fucking Valentine, and she is in trouble.
You guys, Hot Dog is grounded.
I was upset over the phone.
So I had gone outside, and I don't know what I was doing. My laundry room isn't attached to the house. So I like went outside. I was like out in the laundry room doing stuff and like kind of cleaning up the backyard a little bit, taking down that big fucking canopy I put up out there. Mm-hmm. And I just left the back door open because I trust Hot Dog. She's not going to fucking go anywhere.
Right.
So I thought. There is this torrid love affair, and we'll post a clip because I took a video this morning because I thought it was so cute. There's this dog who lives in the house next door to me named Coco, and there's this little hole in a fence that separates me and my neighbor's backyard, and he always sticks his head through if I'm having people over. So nice, so cute. And Hot Dog today was like fully like had her head through the fence, like kissing him, and I was like, okay, like you got a little boyfriend. I thought it was cute. I took a little video. I go inside and
we're on the phone.
I call you. Yeah, we're on the phone. And I'm like, I cannot find Hot Dog. And Hot Dog is like a Velcro dog. You know, she's always fucking around. And so I'm looking around. I can't find her anywhere downstairs. I go upstairs and then I go outside and I go in the laundry room. There's this other room out there. I go up on the balcony.
To get nervous.
Yeah, I'm like, where did like a hawk come and swoop her up or something?
That's what I was thinking.
I looked in the pool because I was like, what if she fell in the pool? Which she doesn't like to go near the pool, but I was still like, what if she saw something?
Yeah.
And so eventually, who crawls through that little fucking hole in the fence but my dog, Hot Dog?
Your daughter.
My daughter is next door, the harlot of the avenue. I had no idea. She comes through and she immediately like ducks her head and just fucking books it inside. I said, are you kidding me? You don't know him, first of all. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about him other than you talk to him through the fence sometimes.
Right.
I went in on her. I told her, I said, you don't know what could happen.
Uh-huh.
And she just went and laid down, and I said, you don't get to do anything fun today.
Yeah, you did. You did. It's one of those things where you're like
panicked
on the verge of a fucking breakdown and losing it.
Because she's also Hot Dog is a rule abider.
Uh-huh.
She's not like, I mean, every dog has their own little personalities, but she's very much a listener. And like I could walk her off leash if I wanted to. She's not fucking going anywhere.
Right.
And so I was so mad that she just did that. And I was like,
she knows it wasn't good.
She knows. She sat and she was like, just looking. I like FaceTimed Madison to show her because Hot Dog was sitting there just like,
oh. God.
Like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
But I was fucking pissed.
Yeah. I would be pissed too. I was pissed. It scared me. I was on the phone like, Because, you know, my head goes to the first thing and my head first went to a hawk. Like,
Yeah.
where is she?
Hot Dog's a small dog for those of you listening who have never seen her before. She's a tiny thing. So.
And there are hawks around where we live. And so I was freaking out, but not trying to freak out for you. And turns out she's just a fucking little hussy.
She was just next door getting her rocks off.
Damn.
I doubt she'll do it again. Well, and I'm also going to patch up that hole in the fence.
Yeah.
But she won't do that again. She knows.
She does.
She's timid. All right. That being said, we're done slut shaming Hot Dog. Let's move into some stuff. What do you got anything this week?
I do. I have a listener email, and speaking of birds, the subject line was, "It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's my grandfather being shot from a cannon." Okay.
Excuse me?
Hey, Madison, Spencer, Hot Dog, Doris, and forgive me, I forgot the other dog's name. I'll explain. I have a reason. I'm not just your run-of-the-mill idiot. Anyway, on to the gushing about how wonderful you two kids are. I've been listening from the beginning, and before that was a cult babe. I eagerly awaited each week for the episode to lift my spirit and give me my laughs. You guys managed to get me through a rough spot recently. This is where I explain I'm not that run-of-the-mill idiot and actually recovering from brain surgery and a stroke. I'm
Oh my
so
gosh.
sorry.
Sorry you went through that.
Happy
Scary.
You're recovering.
Yes.
No, don't awe me.
Oh.
Okay, sorry,
All
sorry.
right. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I'm getting better. When I laugh at your antics, I still get the brain pains, but it's good. Reminds me I'm alive. I now listen while I'm at physical therapy. I love the looks I get if they only knew. Enough about me, on to my story. It's a little lengthy, but I'm not going to apologize because it's interesting and honestly hilarious. Let's venture down memory lane to 12 years ago. My grandfather was sick. He had cancer and was unfortunately at the end of his journey. Devastation raked over our family, and he was honestly our backbone. The man was bright and cheerful. We called him Pop Pop. He was always whistling and singing. I honestly heard the man yell twice in my entire life. He taught me everything I know about woodworking, a talent I still use today, and he always told me to dream big and I could do anything.
That's sick. I think woodworking is awesome.
Yes. A statement which I used to roll my eyes at. Now it brings a tear to my eye. I loved him more than anything and I miss him every day. His wishes were to be cremated. My uncle went with my grandmother when the arrangements were made and asked if there was any way he could have a portion of the ashes also. The funeral director stated that it was very common for the ashes to be split up between children and tried to show him smaller urns that he could place the ashes in. My uncle politely declined and stated that he had a different container that he was going to place my grandfather in. We lived in a 120-acre farm, a farm that my grandfather loved and dedicated 26 years of his life to till he became sick. My grandmother decided that should not maintain the farm after my grandfather's death, so she decided to sell. On the day they were to move out, my uncle brought out a tiny cannon and a 6-pack of Jenny Light, which was my grandfather's favorite beer. Everyone got a cup or can of beer while my uncle loaded my grandfather into the cannon. Now, please understand that my uncle was very, very close to my grandfather, his dad. He was determined to leave part of him with the farm that he loved. Everyone took a sip of the beer as we toasted the man we all loved. Some was poured out for him, and my uncle proceeded to shoot my grandfather out of the tiny cannon that he got from who knows where.
I love that so much, and I feel
Love
like
it.
I want that.
I know. Shooting my grandfather's ashes all over the east field of the farm. My grandmother's face said it all. Though, in all fairness, we did have her sitting in the back of a pickup truck in a rocking chair, like Granny Clampett. So she can't really say anything. Not like we were going for class here. But she looked absolutely appalled that my uncle would even think about shooting her husband, his father, our grandfather, out of a cannon.
Shit.
We were all impressed at how far Pop Pop made it to the field and happy.
Fucking awesome.
Happy that he would forever be a part of the land that he loved. Fast forward to 2023, my uncle unfortunately was losing his battle to the same cancer that his father died from. He fought a good fight for many years. He, also being an amazing man who was funny, strong-willed, and so caring. He would do anything for his family at any time. When he passed, his wishes were also to be cremated. His son-in-laws asked to have a portion of his ashes from my aunt, to which she said she would be more than happy to get. I don't honestly think at the time she thought much about it, as she just thought they were going to split it between the two daughters. Well, again, they took the cannon and a 6-pack of beer, of his favorite beer, and around all of my uncle's toys, as he collected a great deal of motorcycles, cars, and other items. Everyone got a beer. There was a toast, and again, he was shot out over his land and belongings.
I love it.
A part of him will forever stay with the things he loved so much. Again, my grandmother looked appalled, to which she voiced her concern this time and said, I'd like all of me to stay together in my urn, please.
Said, I'm not going in the cannon.
I don't need to be shot out of anything over anywhere, she said. She wants nothing to do with being launched out of a cannon. Though we have already asked the person that bought the farm if we can launch part of her to be with our grandfather. Does that make us assholes? Haha. Got one in there. So that's my tale of my grandfather and my uncle being shot out of a cannon, to which I'm not convinced has become a family tradition. So we now just reference our deaths as till I get blown over my beloved location by my children.
Aww.
I honestly only have a cat, but my cousin's kids informed me so lovingly with wide eyes saying, I'll shoot you out of a cannon. Then turned to her brother and said, ha, now I have 2 people. Suck it. The excitement is real. So if you want to be shot out of a tiny cannon, World War I style, just let me know. Love you guys. Keep up the good work, Jordan.
Jordan, that is incredible.
I love
10
that.
out of 10.
You know what? I think that is a fun family tradition that you guys absolutely have to continue.
Agreed. And I don't think you're the asshole if you shoot some of your grandma out of the cannon. I think you're just giving her what she doesn't even know she wants.
Uh-huh.
But speaking of, it feels like a great time to transition into some Am I the Assholes? And this first one says, Am I the asshole for asking my sister-in-law to leave a funeral? It says, my grandma passed recently. She was 93 and was pretty with it to the end, so she had a pretty good run. Yeah, 93 is a great run.
93 is a great, great run.
Since she's been around my whole life and we spent a lot of time with her in my childhood, naturally, I was pretty broken up about it. At the funeral, my brother was playing the guitar during the service. So while he was playing, I sat with his wife and 2 boys, 3 and 5 years old. They have a gentle parenting style. I'm not one to judge parenting styles, different strokes for different folks, but I will say these kids are a handful. The kids were playing and making a lot of noise during the service, which was clearly distracting to people giving eulogies, myself included. So I asked my sister-in-law if the boys had coloring books or anything else they could play with, and she said no, just the toy trucks they were playing with, loud as hell. I said she should take them outside if they can't be quiet, and she left in a huff with the kids. A couple days later, my brother texted me pissed off, and he said I had no business telling his wife how to parent their kid and their toddlers who will do toddler things. They're little and I get it, but I think there's a time to keep them quiet. Am I the asshole?
No, I agree. Like if we're on an airplane and there is a baby crying, I am like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But like at a wedding or a funeral, just take them outside.
Take them outside.
I don't think you're an asshole for asking her to take them outside.
No, and I'm not on board the whole completely gentle parenting, like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's if your kid's being bad, they're being bad.
Right.
They need to fucking learn.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just going to piss off everyone else for the rest of their lives. Yeah, I agree, though. Not the asshole. I would have said more. I would have said, well, maybe learn how to fucking teach your kids how to act right.
They look stupid.
Yeah. Please. Okay, and this next one says, am I the asshole for telling my cousin that his sister planned to leave the majority of her estate to me when she passed? I, 61, female, lost my cousin Brenda, 60, in November. Our mothers were identical twins, extremely close, and our relationship was more like sisters than cousins, which technically I think is true. If they're identical, I think they are technically... They're technically sisters. Like they share half DNA.
Oh, got it. I've never, ever thought about that.
Isn't that wild?
Cool.
Brenda never married or had children, and her brother Ben and his husband John lived in a city 2 hours from our small town, but rarely visited. When Brenda and Ben were close at one point, Brenda developed a strong dislike for John and felt that he was conniving and domineering with Ben, pursued him for his money, and overstepped with family/estate matters when my uncle was terminally ill in 2009. After my aunt passed in 2005, despite my uncle still living, Ben took jewelry from her jewelry box without permission because he gifted it to her years ago and felt he was entitled to it. This led to fallout and he was made to return it. He was originally to serve as executor of my uncle's will, but whatever he had drawn up and had Brenda sign raised concerns for my uncle, and he told her at one point, "I see I need to make some changes here before you end up on the street." He drew a new will naming them co-executors and divided the estate 50-50.
Okay.
Ben was unaware of this change before my uncle's death and was enraged by the discovery. This led to a heated argument in which he referred to Brenda as a freeloader for still living at home despite splitting expenses with their parents and serving as their primary caregiver near the end of their lives, with Ben minimally involved. Ben made Brenda buy his half of the house to continue living there, and the estate was settled. After this, Brenda informed me/several family members that I was to be the executor of her will. She was a notorious procrastinator and discussed it often, but never took steps to address it. After she asked about the process again last spring, I suggested that her and a paralegal we both knew, who would be attending our July 4th party, could discuss the matter there. She dictated her wishes to her, who compiled the will on her laptop that day with a plan to email it to me so I could print it and give it to Brenda since she didn't own a computer. She always told me I was to receive her jewelry as I was her closest female relative, but informed me that she wanted to leave her house and half of her money to me as well, with the rest going to Ben, and was adamant she didn't want her home to end up in John's possession. We didn't discuss it again until September, when she told me she was waiting for the transfer upon death deed to be processed to sign everything together. Unfortunately, she passed before this was completed, and Ben found her will unsigned in her house. Ugh. When I broached the topic, he erupted and told me I stepped on his soul and accused me of planting Brenda's will in her house the day she died. He honored none of her wishes, cleaned out/listed her house within 6 weeks, kept all of her money, and distributed her jewelry to others. I felt like they had unresolved issues and I was drug into the middle and left holding the bag. So am I the asshole for not telling my cousin that his sister planned to leave the majority of her estate to me when she passed?
I don't think you're an asshole for not saying anything, because it's such a complicated situation. And even if you did say something, what would that solve? This guy kind of sounds like an asshole.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate all of that. Like, just fucking people. I mean, death just starts to show the greediness of people.
Oh, we were talking about this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot I could say.
There is a lot you could say.
But I won't.
And you will one day.
One day.
One day.
Where there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, people just get nasty. Luckily, I've never experienced that with my immediate family.
Right, with your immediate family. But we've talked about this before, how like you cannot bet on a trust or a will. Like, you can't live your life like betting on that money or those possessions.
No.
Shit happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are just a bunch of assholes out there, and they could be related to you.
They could.
Which sucks.
Sure does.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm up first this week, which means you should have a side bitch for us.
Oh, I do, but she's no side bitch. She's a main bitch in my opinion, and this is coming from a throwback. Okay, do you remember the Mr. Ed Dead book we got?
Yes, the obituary book.
Yeah, they're like satire obituaries. Okay, there's a good one in there for Lucy.
Lucille Ball?
It says Lucille Esmeralda McGillicuddy Ricardo, her show name. Wife of band leader, dies in bullet factory.
Bullet factory?
New York. Lucy Ricardo, wife of famous band leader Ricky Ricardo, died in an explosion at the Brooklyn Navy Yard bullet factory last night. Mrs. Ricardo's neighbor, Ethel Mertz, was also killed.
Oh, no.
Mr. Ricardo and Mr. Mertz had no explanation for what their wives were doing at the bullet factory. Factory manager, Harrison Marks, explained that the two women had just joined the company and were spending their first day on the bullet assembly line. No. Do you remember when they were putting all the chocolates in their mouth? They said they had assembly line experience at the chocolate factory, said Mr. Marks. But apparently they couldn't keep up. We found bullets in their pockets, in their aprons, in their hair. But why the hell would you just put bullets in your mouth?
Oh, no.
Lucy.
See, that Lucy and Ethel, man. Always getting into something.
Always getting into something. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin. We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, this week I stumbled upon a term I had never heard of before, which is a term called witness cremation.
Ooh, I was in that witness cremation program.
Oh, were you? Well, that's exactly what had me spinning this week. Now, we've covered just about every type of cremation you can think of on this show. However, I've never heard of this term. A witness cremation is a certain type of cremation ceremony that allows family members and friends to literally attend your cremation. During a witness cremation, witnesses are allowed to be present during all of the cremation process. Now, I know you're probably sitting there listening thinking like, Madison, we've heard you talk about the first ever cremation in the US and people witnessed that. And what about the Vikings that you guys have talked about? People witnessed their bodies essentially being cremated on their ships. But I would say that those are public cremations, which we can get into in another coffin spinner, but witness cremations are held typically in a crematory or a funeral home that has a retort.
Interesting.
So interesting. Witness cremation is not a new concept. Many different religions have considered it tradition to attend their loved ones' cremations, but now it's becoming more and more common in the US despite anybody's religious affiliation. So let's get into the how it works. This cremation can take place before you hold a service for your deceased loved one as like a cremation service, or it can take place after a traditional funeral service. Funeral homes with a retort on site sometimes have what is called a viewing room that has a window. And also a lot of crematories have viewing rooms that have windows. We'll get into it, but you can look through the window and see the cremation process. The window divides visitors between a sitting area and the retort. When it's time, so you have chosen to witness your loved one being cremated. When it's time, your loved one will obviously be wheeled out to you. Many funeral homes will allow you to sit with your dead loved one, say prayers and final words, and just kind of have like a nice moment with them. Typically, the funeral home has prepared the body so they can be dressed in their final outfit, and they're usually kept, I believe, in a refrigerated style room and then placed in their cremation box or their casket. I read that during this time, the retort has already been turned on to start the preheating so it can get to the correct temperature. When the family is ready, a cremation operator will load the body into the retort as the family watches. The family has the option to watch as they shut the retort door, seal it, and sometimes family members are able to press the button on the retort to start the cremation process.
That I've heard of.
It's so cool to me.
I think there's actually a name for that specific
button?
Yeah, or for the specific situation of the process of letting the family member hit it.
Oh, that didn't come up in any of my research, but that would be very interesting to know.
Well, moron.com doesn't have everything.
A cremation, as we know, can take hours to fully complete. So some funeral homes allow you to stay for the entire thing in the viewing room, and some allow you to only watch the beginning of the process. While I was researching this, I kept asking myself, why? Why? My first initial reaction was, hell no, I don't think I could handle it. But now I have a different opinion after learning more about it. So for starters, you don't actually see the body turning into ashes. Yes, you watch it as it enters the retort, but you can't see inside of the retort once the door is closed and sealed. I also watched an interview from East Idaho News, and they did a segment on the Wood Funeral Home where the owner, Brian Wood, brought them through one of their crematory facilities. and he showed the viewing room. It sort of looked like a living room. It was super comfortable and cozy looking. The room had curtains around the viewing window, and when the curtains were pulled back, there was a large retort that you could see clearly. And Brian Wood then showed a big green button that was located in the viewing room, which when press started the cremation, he said something along the lines of many families want to stay and watch as their loved one is lowered into the ground. And it's kind of the same sort of feeling witnessing their cremation, which really put it into perspective for me with the crazy ass funeral home stories that Spencer, you've told us. I really don't feel like I trust very many people handling my loved ones.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think I would want to be there to make sure that they're being handled with the utmost care, like to the finish line, you know? Many people also choose to participate in a witness cremation of their loved ones because it gives them closure. It's like a final way to say goodbye. And then another reason is that some people feel that they want to be with their loved one throughout the whole process because it's a way of accompanying them to their final resting place, which I kind of wholeheartedly agree with now. My opinion kind of changed. KPBS.org put out an article about the Silver Lining Cremations, which is a new crematory in Escondido, which is in San Diego County in California. And the president and CEO of the crematory said, quote, "The reason we started as a crematory and funeral home is because we wanted to provide a service that is not there, more specifically witness cremations." I guess the owner was like an ICU nurse, and then she quit and went into the death industry. But it went on to say, quote, "I noticed there was a lot of death during COVID and a lot of families couldn't deal with it and didn't have that closure. So I wanted to provide a space for them to have that time, have that moment with their loved one." It goes on to say, "We've had Buddhist monks, we've had Hindu priests, we've had Catholic priests here doing rosaries. I've had Jewish families doing cremations. Any religion you can think of, we've had it, and anywhere from 10 to 60 people. There's no flames coming out. Nobody's getting engulfed in flames. There's no smoke. There's nothing that is terrifying about the process. It's actually very calm. We play music. We have them be in the room. They see us load the decedent into the retort. It's nice to be a part of it, the same way as when they go to a cemetery, they're part of the burial." Now, on the other hand, a funeral director and embalmer named Karen Roldan wrote an article about cremation on usurnsonline.com, which is actually a really informative site, and the article was really informative. But she got to the subject of whether kids should watch, and she recommended following the child's lead. She said, quote, "As for watching the cremation, it can be a traumatic episode for anyone. You will see loved ones sliding into the retort. Pushing the button will cause the flames to ignite. You will hear this. The sight and sounds will make a lasting impression." She goes on to say, "There are some religions that demand a family member witness the cremation and even start the retort. The crematoriums are accommodating when it comes to religious practices." She says also, "I have seen many cremations in my funeral directing career. In my opinion, I would not want to watch my loved one passed into the retort. I have never encouraged anyone to witness. If they want to witness, I have always arranged it, yet personally, I would not recommend it. So for a child, I would recommend letting them say their goodbyes at a different time and leaving them home for the cremation viewing. But some, especially older children, might want to attend and find closure in it. Ultimately, it is up to you as a parent." So we've kind of got two sides. I've read a lot of testimonials of people who found it really therapeutic, but I've also, seen this funeral director who is in it.
Yeah.
Be like, I don't know if that's the best thing. Now, cost-wise, this is just for the United States. A cremation not including a service can run you a few grand, and witnessing one can run you anywhere from like $100 to $500 on top of all those other expenses. One thing I wanted to touch on with this, because many religions, races, and ethnicities came up during my research, but one one stood out to me, and it was Japanese cremations. And I didn't know much about them, and I thought it was really interesting, and it pertained to witness cremations. We've touched on before that cremation is the most commonly used method in Japan for human remains. And I read in an article over on everlove.com that I'll link that 90% of Japanese funerals are Buddhist in nature. One day, I'd love to get into the whole process of a traditional Japanese funeral, but we're just focusing on the cremation part right now. So after a funeral service, the deceased is prepared for cremation, and a Buddhist priest says final prayers at the crematory. These cremations are typically witness cremations, and close family is part of the whole entire process. And as we know, when someone is cremated, there are ashes, but there are also still bone fragments that get ground down outside of the retort. Well, I guess the family is able to sift through the ashes with chopsticks and take out all of the bone fragments. A quote from that Everloved article says, "After the cremation, the family is invited to carefully remove the bones from the ashes using chopsticks, with two individuals holding the same bone with each of their chopsticks. This practice is the only time that it's considered proper for two individuals to hold on to the same item at the same time using chopsticks. The bones are then placed in the urn along with the ashes, and then the urn is typically buried."
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
They sift out your bones with chopsticks.
I love it.
Cool. Lastly, pets. A witness cremation is not only for humans. Some veterinarians offer witness cremations for your pets with special viewing rooms. All of the same things apply as long as you opt for a private cremation, meaning your pet is being cremated alone and not with other pets. I watched videos about pet crematories, and I wanted to fucking die. Like I could handle the humans. I couldn't handle the pets. But there was even a crematory that allowed you to witness the removal and the grinding of the cremains and offered a video of the whole process of your pet if you chose to.
Wow.
Which is wild. I don't think I could do the pet thing. But what do you guys think? I think there's peace that I would feel knowing I guided my loved one or pet through the whole cremation process.
I don't want to see it. I don't got to see it.
Yeah, then I also think I may have trauma where I replay the whole thing and maybe I'd lose it.
Unless it was like a normal thing that you grew up with.
Yeah.
Like if you grew up and like you just thought that's what happens and that's what everyone does, then and it was normalized for you early on, I think otherwise it would be traumatizing.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to see me in embarrassing. You were not going to see me get turned into dust.
But you can't like see them being burned. It's just you slide them in. I guess I have a different perspective too because I watched like a video on it and you see it's like, okay, you just watch them. It feels very peaceful.
You smell it. There's a scent, honey.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, the option's out there. If you're interested, go for it. Or if you have witnessed one, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know. But on that note, I think we're going to take one more quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week. We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, last week we received the following email that said, "Hey girlies, I was scrolling and came across this funny post and it got me spinning in my coffin. The comment section is full of stories about people finding their parents' and grandparents' porn stash, sex toys, going through their browser history, etc. after they died. And there's probably enough out there online to have a whole coffin spinner on it. Enjoy." And Geoff, you were so right. There are so many wild stories out there. So this week I decided to hunt down some of the wildest stories I could find for this XXX edition of Obituary.
Oh, no. You know, we've always told each other if one of us dies,
You snap the computer, fucking
burn the house
break it.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
burn it all. I couldn't find the actual post that they got this
referring
from, but they posted a screenshot of this thing, and basically it's these like pictures of this husband reacting to going through the browser history.
Oh, no.
But somebody posed the question on Reddit, actually, writing, "Have you ever found something like a sex toy when sorting through a deceased loved one's belongings? And if so, what did you do?" And the answers did not disappoint. One user wrote, yes, when I was little, around 7, I was looking through things with my mom and I saw a dildo that belonged to my grandmother.
Oh, Granny.
My mom hid it as soon as I saw it. I didn't know what to think except to ignore it and mind my business. And then another person shared, no joke, my brother-in-law's girlfriend's father passed away earlier this year, and she found a garbage bag full of sex toys, dildos, anal beads, butt plugs, a wide as fuck array.
Love that.
And this comment wasn't necessarily related, but it made me laugh because it said, I was at my grandparents' house with my sister who wanted to go swimming with her son. I didn't feel like swimming, so I took a shower. I really needed one, and my grandma's house has a great shower. And when I was done, I went into her room for a hairbrush. When I walked in, and I am deadly serious, there was a vibrator sitting in the middle of the floor. I actually wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't kicked it and it turned on. Yes, it was plugged in. Just roaring to go.
Plugged in. That's an old dildo.
Uh-huh. In another Reddit thread, someone asked, have you ever found out about someone's porn collection after their death? If so, what did you do with that information?
Okay.
They went on to explain, the person who wrote that post, saying, recently a friend's relative passed away, and my friend was going through his possessions and they found his hard disks.
What?
Which had lots of porn on it. Yeah, hard disk, honey.
His hard
It
disk?
sure was hard. He deleted everything out of respect to save his parents the embarrassment, and now it's a hush-hush topic. But we did have a good laugh about the type of porn that was found. We're talking about 3 terabytes of BDSM and piss play porn. This was just the surface of it. Nobody wanted to deep dive into.
Oh my God. Wait, the parents were doing to each other?
No,
Oh.
this is just porn that
That they were into.
his friend had, yeah. The friend's relative or whatever. And then somebody else commented and said, when my dad died, he left behind a suitcase full of porn, mostly BDSM and some niche piercing magazines. I took it to the tip and threw it, and my mom and sister don't need to sort through that to see if they wanted anything to remember it by. Another person commented, I found my grandparents' stash, old Playboy videos, in some large cartridge format I don't know, erotic literature, and guides to swinging/swinging clubs.
No.
I took it before my parents, who are deeply religious and judgmental, could find it.
Everybody has a secret.
Everybody has a secret. Fucking love it.
Oh, I do too.
I would leave something a little interesting behind. Come on.
Especially those old Playboys. You could sell those.
Oh, I own some.
Yeah, so do I. I know.
Another person wrote, years ago, a friend of mine committed suicide. While we were cleaning out his house, I found his porn stash in his closet, bagged it all up, and threw it in the dumpster because his girlfriend didn't know about it or hadn't bothered to get rid of it before the rest of us got there. What would you rather have found? Like a sex toy or your porn history?
Sex toy. I would. I don't want you looking at my porn history.
Me? I already know what's in there.
Private.
Yeah.
Yeah, sex toy.
No. And also, who doesn't use a private browser? We've also done ads for
I don't
VPNs.
even know how.
You just, we've talked about this. This is why you get Chatterbait ads on your fucking computer all the time.
Oops.
I remember when I was like in middle school, maybe in like 6th or 7th grade, I had a sleepover at my friend Adam's house, and it was like him, and he had 2 older brothers or whatever. And I remember the mom walked in, and she's like, God damn it, who's looking at porn on the computer? Because there's all like, remember like it used to like do all the fucking pop-ups?
Yeah.
God. And this was like before we even knew how to delete history or anything. So the things our parents probably saw. Or you know what? We had an Uncle Greg who was the guy who... He was like the computer guy. Like he fixed computers and knew how to fix computers. So anytime something happened to one of our computers, he would fix it. And I, one time, had broken a computer while porn was playing.
Oh.
And I fucking punched the screen in. I was like, nope. Greg can't fix this. Yeah, I was like,
Fuck.
you're not fucking doing it. Anytime I've had
would
a
do the
computer
same.
break or die, I'm still, even if there's the history's cleared, I'm like, I don't want you to fucking have it.
Well, I told you what happened to me at the Apple store when my computer stopped working.
Oh yeah.
I was like in college going through it. It's probably after the limo fucking never showed up.
It's all his fault.
And I was watching some video of like how to tell if someone likes you or something. And my shit died. And I'm like, something is wrong. Took it to Apple and they're like, oh, you just need a new charging cord. Like that's it. And they plugged it in and it turned on. And I was like, fuck.
I don't know whose that
I
is.
don't know who that is. I'm secure. I don't need help.
Fuck. Okay, so I continued on with my search. Madison, I was not prepared for this next thread that I came across.
Okay.
It says, my aunt, deceased, just passed away, and I found her collection of sex toys.
Okay.
So I, 24, am a broke-ass, unemployed graduate. I've never owned a sex toy in my life, despite wanting them at several points,
Please don't tell me she used them.
because anxiety kept me from purchasing them in person. Talk to people? What? And online, you can't feel the texture online. My aunt passed away recently, and I'm just starting the process of going through things in her room. And in the bottom drawer of one of her many dressers, I found a ball head massager, several dildos, and various other paraphernalia. And they're the type of thing I would want to use.
You're not right in the head.
I know she hadn't used them since at least December because of the nature of her passing, and I'm just having to ask what I imagine are some very weird questions. When can I start using a dead person's sex toys, and what sanitation considerations are there, as I don't know their history?
Never.
I ran to the fucking comments, Madison, and I was expecting everyone to be like, what the fuck? Not at all what I expected. One person wrote, oh, check in at Reddit/sex toys to find out which ones are sanitizable and safe to use. No point in adding to our global mountains of waste. Oh, please.
Please.
Another one said, so ignoring where they're coming from, and yeah, some people are going to have negative opinions on that.
Yeah, me.
Toys should be kept clean, and since you're going to clean them anyways, it shouldn't matter as to when they were last used. How you clean them depends on what material it's made from. Most things you clean with antibacterial soap and warm water, just like doing the dishes. Some things like stainless glass.
You are not shoving the dishes up your whatever's down there.
Well, listen to this. The original person writes, it seems some of you have assumed I'm a woman, like my aunt.
What?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I can see where that assumption came from. To clarify, I'm a guy. The dildos, if I were to use them, would be going in my butt. That's crazy. I said, honey, what? I was like, what are y'all doing, honey? Tell them not to fucking do it.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was like, sit on a candle or something, honey. It's not worth it.
You warm up a zucchini, honey.
But I was like, your aunt is on the other side. She is screaming. She gonna come through that wall while you fucking putting her baton in your bussy, honey.
Yeah.
We can't have that. That dildo is haunted.
Haunted,
honey. And anyways, that was my coffin spinner.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Came up with for the week. But I was like just reading through, and there was like just a lot of like repeat stuff about like finding, browser history or whatever. And
Traumatic.
I luckily have never, had to come across that with a relative, but
No.
I'd be traumatized.
Yeah, well.
If it was a friend that died, and I somehow had access to their computer, I'd probably look, but
Yeah.
you would too.
Yeah, I'm like if
I give you permission. You can
I would,
look, you can check my history and then ruin.
no, at your funeral I would put your
Display it.
face ID. Like, wait, I need your face ID.
I'm getting cremated, girl. Good luck. I'm gonna be over there at yours.
That's the only reason I'm gonna witness it. I'm like, hold on, I need to get in.
Oh shit! If any of you have a funny story about going through or traumatizing story about going through your loved one's stuff, just please.
And if any of you are using your dead friends or relatives' sex toys, you're sick.
You're sick and you're twisted. Don't fucking do that.
I don't care, no matter how how hard you want to use them.
How hard or
How hard.
or how big you want to use them.
How much, I mean.
Just don't.
Oh my God.
Fucking do it, you sickos. All right. Well, we got to move on.
Let's move on.
Get into some obituaries. Who you got this week?
I have a man named Michael. His nickname is Waterhead. He passed away peacefully surrounded by his big family on December 10th, 2023 at the age of 66. Beloved son of the late Elmer and the late Elizabeth, father of Michael, April, Jill, Erie, and his four-legged best friend Goofy, devoted brother of Al, Sue, Bob, Kathy, and Dennis, loving grandfather to 11 grandkids and uncle to many nieces and nephews, garage mechanic to all. It is with a mix of laughter and tears that we announce the passing of Michael Waterhead, a man who wore sweatpants like a badge of honor, spoke in a symphony of expletives, and embraced the title of everyone's favorite asshole. Waterhead lived life unapologetically. Born on June 10th of 1957, Michael was a man of many titles, but Waterhead was the one he carried with pride. Despite his fondness for salty language and a readiness to throw down, Michael's heart was as big as his personality. His love for working on cars was more than a hobby, it was a calling. Michael had a knack for turning wrenches and bringing life back into engines, even if his methods were allegedly questionable. His sweatpants, stained with the evidence of countless hours spent under car hoods, became a symbol of his mechanical expertise. A loyal companion to Michael on this wild ride of life was his cherished dog, Goofy. The bond between man and dog was as unconventional as Michael himself, and many will recall the sight of him shouting his favorite command to Goofy, "Bite that ass." Waterhead was a man who never shied away from a fight, whether with a stubborn engine or a worthy adversary. His sarcastic wit and inclination for shit-talking endeared him to friends and earned him a reputation that will be recounted with both laughter and exasperation. A true lover of speed, Michael found solace in the roar of race cars, a passion that fueled his fighting spirit until the very end and earned him the infamous nickname Waterhead. He faced Waterhead's world. The word fuck wasn't just a curse. It was a versatile tool of expression, a linguistic masterpiece. His favorite word echoed through the garage, the racetrack, and every colorful conversation he shared with his big family and large circle of friends.
I love it.
I love it too.
I love an asshole.
It does go on to say that friends and family are invited to share stories of his legendary exploits, his love for cars, and the unforgettable moment punctuated by his favorite word, the F word.
We fucking love it.
fuck yeah.
Fuck yes, we love it. And we also love this guy who's perfect for today. Ralph Whittington, erotica elector extraordinaire, dies at 74. This is from the Washington Post. It says, Ralph Whittington worked at the Library of Congress for 36 years, rising from an entry-level clerk to become a curator in the main reading room of the library's majestic building across from the U.S. Capitol. He supervised the library's collection of telephone books. Quote, "I was in charge of every phone book in the freaking world," he said in 2002, and also used his expertise as an archivist in his private life. Mr. Whittington had more than 5,000 early recordings of rhythm and blues and doo-wop music, but he was better known for amassing one of the world's largest collections of pornography.
Ooh.
For years, he stored his trove, which included thousands of items from 19th century Bawdy House coins to magazines, videotapes, photographs, dolls, and devices at his Clinton, Maryland home, which he shared with his mother. Mr. Whittington, who was 74, died at his home on August 6th. The cause was cardiovascular disease, said his son-in-law, Stephen Chittenden. For Mr. Whittington, his collection was neither a hobby nor a shameful indulgence stored in the back of a closet. It was a serious academic undertaking. His interest was curatorial, not prurient.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I look at porn too, honey. It's curatorial. Pornography is a multi-billion-dollar industry and has been part of human history for millennia, but serious study of the subject has been haphazard at best. Mr. Whittington sought to fill that gap by keeping a systematic record of the artifacts that define the myriad desires of the human libido. I really enjoy this stuff, he told the Washington City paper in 1997. I'm not like some guy who says I only read Playboy for the articles. I mean, I really do take a hands-on approach. I'm sure you
He
do.
is living with his mom, and this is his excuse to just be jerking it.
I love it. On his business card, Mr. Whittington listed his occupation as erotic archivist. When discussing pornography, he did not apologize, stammer, or blush. He documented his items with the same rigor that he used at the Library of Congress. Everything was cataloged and cross-referenced. Boxes were carefully labeled with the name of a porn star or a thumbnail description of the infinite variety of carnal proclivities depicted in print or on film. Mr. Whittington noted 86 separate categories. The key is the diversity of the collection, he told the Washington Post in 2002. To be blunt, most people buy for their own gratification, but I would spend money on stuff I didn't even like. I like high heels and big legs, but I collected everything, except gay porn and child porn, he said.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
If you ask us, this sinful man.
Oh, God.
Mr. Whittington spent more than $100,000 on his collection and often accepted donations from heirs surprised by unexpected discoveries in the attic. Mae Whittington was philosophical about her son's avocation. In a 1999 episode of Jon Stewart's The Daily Show, she contentedly crocheted on the couch as her son discussed his collection. It's something she loves, she told the Post in 2002. You see men his age going to bars or on dope, but he's home day and night. That gives me peace of mind. He's not doing anybody any harm, and he's not doing himself any harm. I know why he's not out. He got $100,000 worth. That's 6 figures.
I think he's got a
busty broads and high heels. After graduating from Surrattsville High School, Mr. Whittington joined the Library of Congress, his sole employer until his retirement in 2000. He sometimes appeared on radio programs as an authority on R&B music, donated his record collection to the Library of Congress, and he had an extensive knowledge of automobiles and Washington area high school sports. His marriage to Jennifer Rutland ended in divorce. His archival interest had nothing to do with the breakup, his daughter said. After the divorce, Mr. Whittington invited his widowed mother to share his house. She lived upstairs and he stayed in the basement, where he kept the bulk of his collection. Survivors include his daughter, Amanda Chittenden of Gambrills, Maryland, and a grandson. Even after selling many of his materials in 1999, Mr. Whittington couldn't stop acquiring, and his house began to fill up again. He didn't allow anyone to borrow his artifacts, but he invited visiting scholars and the merely curious to view them from time to time. When people come here, at least I don't bore them, he said. They may leave shaking their heads, but they're not bored.
Oh.
I love it.
Okay, love him.
Love him.
Love a hobby.
Love a hobby.
Well, maybe these next people should get hobbies.
Oh, yeah, maybe they should. Well, mine had a hobby, but we'll talk about that momentarily. We have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
Means it's time for some dumb
ass
criminals. Who you got?
All right. This dumb criminal is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this event took place November of 2023, so not too long ago. Jose Silverio is today's dum-dum, and he loves beer, Spencer. Loves it. Jose walks into a Quick Trip one Sunday night, which I guess is like a convenience store, and used a pipe to smash through 2 doors of a beer cooler. I don't know why he chose to smash them instead of simply just opening them
up.
But nonetheless, he stole a bunch of beer. He then runs away and hops into his silver Land Rover. We think that's the last of him. But then a few hours later, that same silver Land Rover driven by Jose smashes through a grocery store, which we don't have these here, but the grocery store was called Reese's. Anyway, thankfully, nobody was hurt and only minor damage was done to the store's building. But instead of trying to flee this time, Jose decided to hop out of his car, because he's already in the grocery store in his car. And he cracks open all of that stolen beer and is sitting outside of his car just chatting with everybody.
Oh,
having
I love
a
it.
beer. When police arrived, he was just hanging out, drinking his beer, chatting it up. Like, what's the problem, officer?
Uh-huh.
Well, your car is in a grocery store and you're drinking stolen booze. But Jose was arrested and booked for petite larceny and felony vandalism.
Petite.
Just a little.
Just a little larceny.
Just a little
Come on.
girl. Yeah.
Well, I've got a story of a sweetheart from Valentine's Day from yesterday.
This happened on Valentine's Day.
This happened yesterday.
Okay.
33-year-old Anthony Lewis wanted Valentine's Day to be special, says Fox 35. Special for his lost love. And was trying to make up with her. So, okay, we've all probably gotten like a kind of cringy gift before from a lover. Okay, maybe it's a piece of jewelry that you're like, I don't wear silver. Or
I got a gift card once from a guy I was dating
God.
on Valentine's.
For what?
I can't remember. I mean, I love a gift card, don't get me wrong, but like from your
She wants
Valentine,
flowers.
I want flowers or chocolate.
Well, this guy's ex-girlfriend, he shows up at her house on Valentine's Day and is like, listen, I have these 2 statues for you.
Okay.
They're these little crane statues. And he's like, I miss you so much. I love you so much. I'm adding for context, but he's like, you know, here you go. It turns out that these statues were stolen.
Uh-huh.
This woman was mortified to find out that he had stolen them from a woman's front yard who was given these statues to memorialize her deceased husband.
Oh, no.
And so imagine being your ex fucking boyfriend comes and gives you these statues. And the next thing you know, the police are there and they were like, do you want to know the story behind these?
He needs to stay an ex.
I guess he stole them while he was riding his bicycle from some woman's yard, which I'm like, okay, he don't even got a car. He's a foot soldier. We don't like that. And this guy just seems like a fucking loser. And I guess the girlfriend was mortified and like immediately assisted the police. But he apparently has 39 other previous burglary and theft charges.
Oh.
The sheriff said, if this guy's in the area, he'll steal it. Keep an eye on it.
Oh, no.
On
God.
Valentine. I also saw something else on Valentine's Day that made me laugh on Inside Edition. I guess a Florida sheriff's office posted like a picture of handcuffs with hearts all over it that said, if your ex has a warrant, let us help you gift them these bracelets. And they were like urging people. It says, wishing everyone a happy Valentine's Day. To report an ex with warrants and mess their Valentine's Day up, call us at, and then it lists their phone number. And it says hashtag Valentine's Day.
Oh, I love that.
God, incredible.
Oh, God.
Well, that I think is where we're going to leave it for the week, but we'll see you next time
We will see you next time.
for some more coffin spinners
Oh, and obituaries.
and dumb
Ass
criminals. Buy our book at prh.com/obituary for more of our intellect and input.
And if you need a late Valentine's Day gift, go on over and buy our merch at wonderyshop.com/obituary. Woo!
Woohoo! Bye.
Bye.